There's a reason men lose respect the moment pressure shows up. Not because they're weak and not because they're unintelligent, but because they have no emotional control under pressure. And the truth is, most men don't even realize it's happening. They think they're expressing themselves or they think they're being real, but emotional reactions reveal instability, and instability destroys trust. Let me give you a story. Years ago, I watched a man completely destroy his relationship in less than 10 minutes. This man worked hard, provided, handled responsibilities, and from the outside, he looked solid. But emotionally, he had no control. One night, his woman challenged him during an argument, not even disrespectfully. She questioned a decision he made. That was it. His tone changed instantly. His face changed, his body tightened, and suddenly he exploded, talking louder, talking faster, interrupting, defending, accusing, trying to win. And the crazy part, he thought he was gaining power in that moment. But the entire room could feel it. He lost control. And the moment a man loses control emotionally, people stop feeling safe around him. Women stop trusting him, and other men stop respecting him. Because emotional instability creates unpredictability, and unpredictability destroys leadership. This is one of the biggest problems modern men are facing. Most men were never taught emotional regulation. They were taught suppression or emotional chaos, nothing in between. So now you have men who either shut down emotionally or they explode emotionally. But control masculinity is neither. Control masculinity is calm under pressure. Control masculinity is emotional discipline. It's responding instead of reacting. And understand this clearly. Emotions are not the problem. Your lack of control is the problem. There's a difference. A disciplined man feels anger, still feels disappointment, still feels rejection, but frustration, he still feels rejection, he still feels frustration, but he doesn't hand control of his behavior over to his emotion. That's the difference. Weak men become emotional slaves, and strong men stay conscious under pressure. And most emotional reactions are actually triggered by deeper insecurity. Most emotional reactions are not about the situation itself. They're about the situation that activates something inside of you. Fear of rejection, fear of disrespect, fear of abandonment, fear of inadequacy, or fear of losing control. And that's why some men completely unravel over small situations, because the situation touches a nerve or a wound that they've never healed. A woman questions them, now they feel weak. A boss criticizes them, now they feel attacked. Someone disagrees with them, and now they feel disrespected. And instead of staying grounded emotionally, they react. This is why emotional mastery is power. Because when you can stay calm under pressure, you gain control over the room. You gain control over your decisions, over your behavior, and over your future. One of the strongest men I ever met barely raised his voice. He was calm, direct, grounded, and because he controlled himself, people listened when he spoke. See, loudness is not strength. Emotional chaos is not strength. Explosiveness is not strength. Anybody can react. Control is rare. And this is exactly why many men lose respect in relationships. The woman isn't always reacting to the issue itself. She's reacting to the instability. If every disagreement becomes emotional chaos, she stops feeling emotionally safe. And once emotional safety disappears, respect starts collapsing. This is why some men say, I don't understand why she changed. stopped respecting me. She stopped trusting me. But when pressure came, you became emotionally unpredictable. And women watch emotional stability carefully. Not perfection, stability. The calm man stays grounded under pressure. Can he regulate himself? Can he think clearly, emotionally? Can he lead himself first? Because leadership starts internally. You cannot lead a household if emotions control your nervous system. You cannot lead your future if anger controls your mouth. And you cannot lead your life if anxiety controls your behavior. This is why internal controls matter. Most men are trying to build discipline without regulation, and it never lasts. Because emotional instability destroys consistency. A triggered man makes emotional decisions. An emotional man destroys opportunity. An emotional man sabotages relationships. And instead of thinking, an emotional man reacts, and it always carries negative consequences. Now let's get practical. How do you stop reacting emotionally? First, slow down the nervous system. Most emotional reactions happen too fast. Your body reacts before your mind does. Your chest tightens, your breathing changes, your thoughts accelerate, and then your tone changes. And now the emotion hijacks behavior. So the first skill is awareness. Catch the reaction early. Second, stop needing to win every interaction. This destroys many men. Everything becomes ego competition. Every disagreement becomes a battle. Every challenge becomes disrespect. That mindset creates emotional immaturity. And third, control pauses. Powerful men pause before reacting. They think before speaking, and they observe before responding. That pause changes everything. You can separate feelings from behavior. You are allowed to feel emotion, but you're not allowed to become emotional. That distinction changes lives. And finally, build internal stability daily. That's sleep, health, structure, routine, purpose, discipline, breathing, and reflection. Because emotional control is not built during chaos, it's built before chaos arrives. Most men wait until life collapses to build themselves, and that's backwards. You build emotional control before the pressure hits. So when the pressure arrives, you stay grounded. And understand this clearly. The goal is not becoming emotionless. The goal is becoming emotionally disciplined. There's a difference. You can be calm and powerful, firm and respectful, strong and emotionally intelligent. That's real masculine control. And most men never learn it. But once you do, your relationships change, your decision-making changes, your confidence increases and changes, and your leadership changes. Because now, emotion no longer controls your identity. You control yourself, and that is power. If this message hits you directly, it's because you're starting to see the pattern. Most men are not losing respect because they're weak. They're losing respect because they never learned internal control. And that's exactly why I created the 3-phase rebuild system inside of selftransformation369.com. We rebuild your patterns, your emotional discipline, your structure, your standards, and your identity as a man. Go over to my website, selftransformation369. Look around, sign up for my 3-phase rebuild system. And until then, my name is Mr. Smith. Peace.